Hello everyone, this is a structured rant. You're going to listen to me rant today. I would like to preface this entire video with saying that I know that this happens to K-pop artists with regards to the entire American industry, but I will be talking about BTS specifically in this video, minus some other parts, because their success over there has been completely indisputable. Also, my friend chastised me for not sitting in the middle of the camera, so I'm gonna sit in the middle.
Hey guys, all look. Woo! Yeah! Everybody in the middle! Give it up for Queen.
But BTS and their fans just made history once again by shattering YouTube records.
Hey guys, wagwan and welcome to A Glimpse Into My Life. Today I will be talking about BTS and the American industry's hesitance to acknowledge their success. Though BTS are global superstars and have met success almost everywhere they go, there isn't a lack of racism and xenophobia that these men face when interacting with the American music industry. This video isn't necessarily an in-depth analysis of how racism will affect them. Yes, I will touch on it, but it is not in-depth or anything like that. This is just me talking about my specific issues that I have had as an army and how people treat them and how people treat the K-pop industry and K-pop artists as a whole. I don't want to have to go on and on about racism and xenophobia with the countless examples that will be mentioned in this video and are available out there to have to prove to people that this is something that they're facing. These are just my specific quips, is that a word, that I have with these certain situations. As an army, award shows are kind of a bittersweet thing for me. And saying that I dislike them or don't find much fun in them anymore is also a bittersweet thing, because in my opinion, I became an army because of an award show, the BBMAS in 2017. I had friends that were armies before that, but I didn't really have any interest in expanding my musical interests. Nothing against BTS or K-pop in general. There were some K-pop songs that they played around me that I liked. That wasn't my problem. I just was stuck to my ways, I guess. But because I was already on Stan Twitter as a harmonizer, Fifth Harmony Stan, and a lot of the harmonizers that I'd followed at that time had become armies, when the BBMAs happened, especially with how much of a big thing it was, I had seen all the videos on my timeline, all the funny little jokes. I was like, they look cool. Not the cool as in swag, the cool as in cool. No, that's the same kind of cool. They look like fun people to be around and stuff like that. It was a good time, even though I didn't know them or I wasn't fans of any of them. So after that, I was like to my friend, okay, let me try and learn their names. And you know where it goes from there. Like overnight, basically. I don't know when it happened, but like overnight, I went to not knowing any of their names to waking up early in the morning before school to be able to watch an after school episode that is more than an hour long. Then I had their first experience performing on a American award show, the AMAs, I'm pretty sure it was, for DNA. I watched that over video call with my friend. So basically, I think even though I had friends that tried to introduce me to K-pop and they were definitely a big influence in it, I think award shows were my beginning. And then I had gotten to see BTS reach new leaps and bounds through American award shows. So what's my problem with them? And why exactly am I making this video complaining about them? As BTS's success grew, things became a lot more sketchy. It wasn't just we can give you this one random nomination and your fans would be appeased. It was where their fans were expecting more and more nominations because BTS were doing more and more things, and a lot of award shows were not able to give armies what they want. And I'm not saying just because a fandom wants to be nominated for a random award means the award show has to do it, but when an artist is doing what needs to be done to get nominated, if they don't get nominated, it is going to be a big upset. An example is The Weeknd, when he was completely ignored by the Grammys, even though he had one of the most successful and most known songs and album from the year 2020. He has since come out and said that he will no longer try to base his growth and achievements as an artist based off of Grammy nominations and awards, but the Grammys are seen as the most prestigious and the most fair means of artistic achievement up until today. So that is going to be very hard if they're going to ignore him. We have seen people like Rihanna get nominated for many things and then not take away any awards for their very loved and critically acclaimed albums, which is so upsetting. I'm talking about black people. I'm talking about so many black people, but this is about BTS, trust me. But it is it is of the same thread: racism. There are many examples out there. These are just a few examples that I'm going to highlight and talk about and complain about today. But things exist, trust me. It's not hard to look for. So you have one. I don't remember if this was 2001. I think it's 2021. Time is all smushing together. The Grammys, the last one that happened, yeah, it was 2021. It wasn't that long ago, where the Grammys used the BTS's name for clicks and engagement and gave them nothing. Now, I'm not saying that the Grammy owes BTS any award. What I am saying is, out of all of the people in the nominations list, BTS should have won. What I'm also saying is that all those tweets, those mentions of BTS before the Grammys, stringing along these armies, these impressionable fans, not all of them are impressionable, but that's why I'm separating them, armies and impressionable fans, stringing them along, trying to get them to engage with their content, trying to let them think that BTS are gonna be somewhat acknowledged during this award show, get them to sit down there and watch it on their TVs. Mostly people watch it on stream, so you didn't fool everybody, only for BTS to be snubbed in that category. The category I'm talking about is best duo slash group performance. Yeah, don't act stupid. Don't act stupid. This was not BTS's first appearance at the Grammys. The year before, I believe, they performed with Lil Nas X. They presented an award once. The backlash received from that was really racist because all they did was stand up while Namjoon spoke. So I don't know what the problem was. And then, hold on, let's talk about that performance for a second. We're like, BTS are gonna be performing with Lil Nas X. BTS are gonna be performing at the Grammys. Spread the news around. Then we watch the show, and they're on the screen for a total of 10 seconds. Okay, maybe it wasn't 10 seconds. I'm exaggerating probably, but that's what it felt like to me. There is this use. They're using the fans, using the engagement that they know BTS will bring, only to give them nothing. And that performance is not their fault, I think. That because BTS weren't even on the song. So them being a part of the performance in and of itself is like something that wasn't owed. None of this is owed, really. But geesh, the way how they dragged BTS's name around, brought it up every chance they could, you think they'd be in I don't know, more of the performance. That's my problem with the Grammys mainly. Because I would like them to win. I thought they should have won. But them not winning is not necessarily my problem. I know them not winning probably has something to do with racism as well. And by probably, I mean 99.99999% probability to be. That sentence doesn't make any sense. Scrap it, guys. But 99.999% it is related to racism, because group performance, hello. And as I said before, this is a common theme. This is a common theme where companies and award shows bring up BTS's name for the engagement that they know their fans will bring, because BTS is getting to be a household name. BTS is very well known, and they can acknowledge that to the point where they will use their fans, but they cannot or do not want to or refuse to acknowledge it when it comes to giving BTS what they deserve. And that's where I have a problem. I don't engage with the brands that bring up BTS's name. I don't engage with the celebrities that bring up BTS's name, unless it's a celebrity I like. Yes, I'm very biased, I know. But I feel like a lot of the times they're just saying their names because there's something popular, and I'm not gonna let you use them like that. But that's just me. And there are many armies that are in their comments and will stay in their comments for the next 3 years, and there's nothing I can do about that. My second problem, we have the BBMAs in 2020 for top group slash duo, where BTS didn't win. Let me look up who won. I looked it up before, but I didn't write it down, so I don't remember. Jonas Brothers. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't know what the requirements are, or what the requisite. I don't know. What do you pair requisite with? Which word do you pair that with? Guys, bear with me. I don't know what you need in order to win top duo slash group. But in my opinion, you wouldn't be nominated for top duo slash group if you didn't already pass those characteristics. So it could be due to charting, fan presence, just the normal rave or hype around said group's name and stuff like that. And the Jonas Brothers won. That one, I don't know. It's not that bad compared to the others, because yes, the Jonas Brothers had their comeback and they were doing stuff and everything like that, but I don't like it. I can't lie. I don't like it. My third and biggest problem, and really and truly the reason why I'm making this video today, is the VMAs nominees list that came out like a week ago. Yeah, let's settle down for this one, guys. So I have multiple talking points and multiple problems that I have with the nominations. I would just like to say that overall, I do not have a great problem with them. It's only 2 nominations that are throwing me off, or I wish didn't exist, or just problems that I had in general. But overall, I think I'm satisfied, because they were nominated quite a few times in areas that I thought they were fit for and stuff like that. But let's continue anyways. What the hell is best K-pop, and why is Butter there? As far as I'm concerned, Butter is in English. Now, I think this would go down to what you classify as Korean. I've always classified Korean K-pop as being sung in Korean by people on a Korean, under a Korean entertainment company. Right? That's how I've always That's been my baseline. And then I feel like there are some exceptions, like some songs that can be exceptions from that. So if it's like Super M, where they are operating under an American label, and a lot of their songs are in majority English, but for some reason I do still consider that K-pop. If somebody has a different reasoning or like a different view on that, opinion on that, please share it with me. So yeah, I guess answering that question about why butter is in the K-pop category would start with how you describe K-pop. That type of discrepancy is what allows them to put butter in best K-pop. Still don't agree with it, but I feel like they would give some stupid reasoning like that, because BTS are considered K-pop artists, then Butter being their song, even though it's sung in English, there's no specification for best K-pop what, so it's the best K-pop group with their most recent song that is eligible to be nominated, you know? We have Ice Cream by Blackpink and Selena Gomez that is also in the best K-pop category, yet I'm pretty sure it's mostly in English, if there's any Korean. The next thing I'm talking about is their failure to acknowledge BTS outside of K-pop. Now, I still consider BTS as K-pop artists, but I do also see BTS outside of K-pop. Now you'd be saying, why am I saying I see BTS as K-pop artists, but then complaining that people aren't able to see them outside of K-pop? My problem with that lies when award shows don't nominate BTS or any other K-pop song, to be honest. Any K-pop song or artist outside of the K-pop category, even when it's good. Just because a song is K-pop doesn't mean it cannot also be nominated in the pop category. Because even though it's seen as a genre, there are many types of music in the K-pop genre. I really don't want to call it a genre because I don't think it's a genre, but that's how it's seen by a lot of people. Now, this is not a problem everywhere. It is changing. There has been where BTS were nominated for things outside of K-pop from the beginning. But it is still something that I see in some places. Not in the VMAs today, because BTS Butter was also nominated for Best Pop with their other nomination for Best K-pop. So yes, it does exist where they're getting recognition outside of the K-pop genre, or just being limited to K-pop by achievements and award shows and stuff like that. But it does still exist. That reminds me of something very specific or something very particular. The urban category, and how a lot of black artists are just pushed into the urban category even though their songs aren't urban at all, but they would just they as in the award shows just don't want to be able to give the black artists or nominate them even for more of the prestigious awards like top song or song of the year and things like that. You put them in the urban category and the urban category variations, so that the more acclaimed, like these are the ones on top, so that the black artists cannot argue that they didn't get a nomination or that they didn't win. But I don't think they're realizing what they're doing. At least, okay, that's not the truth. They know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. But they must think I'm a big dumb fool to do that right in front of my eyes and I don't catch on to what's going on. As I was saying, it reminds me of that category because I feel like it's the same thing that's happening here, or just a very similar thing, because it's not the same circumstance, but it's a very put you in your own category so they can't complain that you weren't nominated and you still got something in the end, but we're leaving the more well-known prizes for the people up there, aka white people. I think they're forcibly reducing the things that BTS can achieve when they push them over there. But then you think of it on one side and you really think of their impact, because so many award shows now have a K-pop category. The thing is, I don't have a problem with the K-pop category existing. I just think a lot of the times the award shows don't even care who they're putting in there. They may put a BTS song that was released recently because it's most likely doing well, a Blackpink song that's most likely doing well as well, and then they just choose Monster X, they do often as well, and then they choose some other random groups and just like put them in there, giving their fans false hope and stuff like that. I genuinely think that's how they just whatever that word is pronounced, and just fling it in there because they're doing business. I think that's what goes on. And then we haven't seen it yet where another group really dominates, like chart wise, like that in the American industry, like we've seen with BTS. But oh my gosh, if another group started to do that, they would lose their minds, because they already have to accommodate BTS's presence in the K-pop categories and are trying to put them in the other categories because fans keep complaining. But if they had to do it to another group, oh, they would lose their heads. They would lose their heads, because you can't take the awards away from the white people. Let me state which two VMAs awards that nominations that I don't like. Yes, I said one already. Best K-pop for Butter, and I don't like that they weren't nominated for Artist of the Year. Because what else could you want? What else could you want? What else could you want? Oh my gosh. BTS have been doing the damn thing since like 2017 in the American industry. What else could you want to be able to nominate them for Artist of the Year? And I'm pretty sure they have been nominated for an Artist of one or two, or probably with 3 awards in the past. And I'm pretty sure they've won a couple, or maybe I'm lying to myself right now. Yeah, but what more could you want in that degree? Multiple of their songs, Dynamite, Savage Love, which was a collab, but still, Butter, and Permission to Dance have all peaked at #1 and have stayed there for at least 2 weeks consistently. Where's the Artist of the Year? Artist of the Year. Where's the Artist of the Year nominations? Where are they? There's people on this list that have done less than that this year. Genuinely, there's people on this list, that this Artist of the Year from the VMAs 2021, that have done less than that this year. And I know that's not the only thing that's important to an artist's profile and stuff like that, but geez, you think it would mean something. You think it would mean something. It's a genuine question of mine. Where are those Artists of the Year nominations? And I'm gonna leave with that. And I'm going to say it one more time. This video is not an in-depth dive into the racism and the problems that BTS has faced in the music industry. This is not supposed to be any type of lesson or recollection. This is me just ranting about certain parts that have upset me and sharing that with the other armies on the YouTube sphere. If you want to do your own research on this topic, there are many articles that exist about it, and there's also just different places you could go and look and see where they were completely snubbed in some circles. Now, if you look at their awards and nominations Wikipedia page, if you trust Wikipedia, then there's a lot there. You can see who was nominated along with them, the years that it was, and who they were going up against. That's what I said before, and if they won or not, and you can make up your own decision if you think they should or if they shouldn't have. How this gets affects all of K-pop, I mentioned it a little bit before. They get piled into nominations. You get the fans' hopes up, you get the artists' hopes up with categories just for attention because they want to say, ooh, I'm inclusive, or ooh, I'm talking about your group, so give me attention, views, likes, clicks. But they won't win if BTS are in the category, which is not their fault. It's not the fans' fault either. It's not BTS's fault either. It's because BTS is one, more successful, and then two, these award shows cannot pretend to care about more than one non-white act at a time. Remember that. Hell, I'm not even American. I don't care about the white Americans' validation to believe or not to believe if BTS is successful. But very blatant racism is kind of annoying, and that's why I wanted to make this video. And even if it wasn't racism, just ignoring them when they're doing the damn thing, it's kind of annoying. That was my structured rant that took longer than I expected it to take. Thank you for watching.